Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna be doing a full-blown vulnerability management tactical lab. I got this lab from Josh Metacore. Honestly, that's where I get all my stuff from. He's very helpful. In this lab, oh yeah, also make sure you subscribe to him. In this lab, we're going to be creating a vulnerability management server using OpenVAS. And then we're also going to create an insecure virtual machine using in Azure. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, but we're going to create a virtual machine. And then we're going to install very outdated softwares in the virtual machine so it could be insecure. We're going to run a couple of scans. One is going to be an authenticated scan, and one is going to be authenticated. And then we're going to see the difference when on what the scan picks up. After that, we're gonna remediate the problem. Meaning, honestly, I'm just gonna delete the old softwares that I installed in the virtual machine, and then scan it again and see if the threat or the risk level is lower. And if it is, that means uh, the the scan or the remediation was a success. So yeah, let's get started. So first, I'm doing this whole thing in incognito, just so that nothing is saved on my computer. So first you're gonna want to go to. Let me go back to this. Is it here? Well, you're gonna want to go to Microsoft Azure. I already have an account, but if you don't, then you could create an account, and I believe like if it's your first time, it gives you like 200 credit, meaning like dollars. You can just spend it on things in the program. But since I already have an account, I could just sign in doing that. What is it? What is it? What is it? Let me pause this so I can sign in. Okay, so I'm all logged in. So it should look like this when you just logged in if you have no, like nothing set up and everything. So it'll look this basic. So for our first step, we need to set up the vulnerability management scanner. So you're gonna need to go to marketplace. I mean, there's multiple ways you can get to marketplace. You can select it right here, or you can go up here and type it in. But I'm just gonna, it don't matter honestly. Marketplace, and then I'm gonna look up OpenVAS because that's where we're gonna run our OpenVAS. You're gonna select the first one, click select, and then we're gonna select start with the preset configuration. So for this, since we're using one virtual machine, we don't need that many resources. So we're just gonna select the lowest ones so we can save money. And then this is full screen. And then you're gonna continue to create a VM. Okay, so here is where we're gonna create our um, vulnerability management scanner. Uh, so right here, we're gonna name this vulnerability. Okay, we're gonna name it vulnerability management. We'll click OK. And then the virtual machine name is gonna be OpenVAS. I just love saying it. That's all it is. I'm just gonna select it. And the region is gonna be East US2. And make sure you take a note of this because then on the um, Windows 10 virtual machine that we're gonna create, it's gonna need to be named the same thing. Okay, and you could just leave that, leave all of this, and down here we're gonna create our account. What did he say? Oh yeah, I should use. I know this is not safe for you to see all my stuff. But I'm just gonna. This credentials don't really matter because I'm just gonna delete it after this video. And then the password for this whole thing is gonna be cyber lab 123 exclamation cyber lab. Okay, it looks good. We're gonna go next. Everything here is fine. Next. Everything is good. For management, you're gonna wanna disable this and then click next. Then you're gonna wanna disable boot diagnostics. You're gonna select review and create. And so right here, so you want to wait till it says validation passed, and this is what they're gonna charge us for, per hour. This is what they're gonna charge per hour for using this virtual machine. But honestly, if this is your first time using this, the $200 credit that they give you is gonna cover it. So you should be good. Now we're gonna create our virtual machine. This kind of takes a little bit, so I'm gonna pause the video and wait, and then I'll be back when it's all done. Okay, so the deployment is complete. So now our next step is we need to SSH um, into the OpenVAS. We need to deploy SSH so we can deploy OpenVAS. So we're gonna go to virtual machine because we need the public IP address so we can SSH into it. So we're gonna select that. Let it load up, and we are going to copy the public IP address. And now we are going. So this is, I don't know what this is, but it just updated, so I'm not really used to it yet. I guess this is now where, let's say, shell. Sorry, I went to the other screen. But, okay, so we're gonna, hold on. That went to the wrong one. It just takes forever to load up. So we're gonna say SSH. What is my name? Oh yeah, Azure user. Alright. Gonna say yes, and we're gonna put in the password. You're not gonna sit here, but I'm typing it in. What is it? Cyber Lab 123 exclamation. Put that in wrong apparently. There we go. So now, as you can see, it says OpenVAS is available on there. So this is what we're gonna use to get into the OpenVAS. But first, you have to let it see. It says it may take up to 15 to 20 minutes to fully update everything. So we gotta give it a second to let it, load up. But again, this is gonna be our credential when we log into. Let me show you what it's gonna look like. Hold on. Let's copy this, and we're gonna open another one here. So this is we're gonna log into the Greenbone security. So I believe it was. I know it shows this as the credentials. Was it this as the password? This, but I'm pretty sure like every time I've tried it, I always do admin, and it always works. So I mean, you could do it that way. You could follow that credential that they give you. But do I need anything else from here? No, just let it finish booting up. So I'm gonna close this right here, and this is where we're gonna set up our vulnerability management. Okay, so now that we have created the credentials for this, next I believe we need to create another virtual machine, the Windows 10 virtual machine, so that we could log into the remote desktop and download those softwares to make it more vulnerable. So for that, we're gonna come back up here. Gonna go to virtual machine, create virtual machine, and so we are going to go to the same resource group, and then the name of this one is gonna be Win 10 vulnerable. So I don't feel like typing this. I'm just gonna paste it. Okay. There's a space. We gotta backspace it. We gotta back it up. 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 Yeah. Okay. Remember, we gotta stay in the same region. Uh, this one. Okay. Let's go standard. And then now we need to select any Windows 10 Pro version. I believe, yeah, that should be Pro, Win 10 Pro. Yeah. And then remember, we want this to be very insecure. So we're gonna switch the size to less. We're not gonna do one because that's gonna be too slow, but we're gonna do two core processors. And for the password, I'm just gonna use the same username as password as everything else I've been using. So it's gonna be Azure users, and then the password is gonna be cyber lab 123. Exclamation Coolio. And that. Let's see if there's something I to do. None of that for now. Confirm. Okay, so we did that. Now we need to go to network. Let's make sure it's the same. So it is the same network. That's OpenVAS. Should be in there. Let's create it. This is how much it's gonna cost to create. So now we just have to wait for it to create. Again, this might take a little bit. It won't take too long, maybe like 5 minutes, but I'll be back. Is it done? Nah, it's still deploying. I'll be right back. Okay, it's done deploying. So now we need to log. So let's go back a bit. We're about to access this virtual machine so we can install the softwares. But first, I need the IP address, public IP address. And then now we're gonna go here. I believe it's for Windows. It's gonna be remote desktop connections. But for Mac, I think you have to like download it actually. This is the one from the. This is a different one. So I'm gonna delete. Use this one, and then they're gonna ask you the credentials of that virtual machine. And it's gonna be Azure user, and then cyber lab. What did it say? Yes, it is. Now it's launching the virtual machine. And once it does that, I believe first we need to disable Windows Firewall. Yeah, so that's while it loads up. Yeah. Okay, so now that the virtual machine is launched, I'm just gonna click accept. We're just gonna click accept. So before we start anything, first I want to disable. Yes, I want to disable the firewall. So hold on, sorry, I went the wrong place. Okay, so we need to disable, turn all of this off. So for that, we need to come here. We're gonna say recommend off, recommend off, recommend off. Let me see, off, off. Don't worry about that one. So now we're gonna apply, and we'll click OK. So now they're all off. So now it's time to install the old software. Yeah, I know. Okay, so for that, I need to. Where's this old software that I saved? Not saved, but the link. Where's the link at? Okay. So we're gonna use the link so we can download the software. to download all of them. Download, download, download. Takes a little bit longer, but yeah. We're gonna wait for it to access if we're sure we want to download this old softwares, and we're just gonna say yeah, download anyway. This is gonna be for the Adobe Reader. We're gonna say download anyway. Then they're gonna access for the other ones. It's all a slow process, but yeah. Now we gotta wait for the last one. And after we do that, after it's downloaded, we're going to restart the virtual machine. Any access for that? So that's the fire. Okay, there we go. This is the VLC. So once the download, we're gonna install them, and then we start the virtual machine. So right now, I think there's one more we're waiting for. Let me go here and see. Okay, so yeah, now they're all here. So we're gonna start the Firefox. Come on. Next, install. VLC is next. Okay, next, install. While that install, let me close out this file. Now it's time for the Adobe Reader. Okay, so all of them are installed. To make sure of that, let's see, let's X this out. X this out. Okay, X this out. And 1, 2, 3 bad boys. And make sure this is installed on your virtual machine and not your actual computer. Alright, now we're going to restart. And a good way to know is to make sure the user is what you created. Let's restart. Okay, so now that that is restarting, we're about to go back to our vulnerability management, and then we're going to perform our first unauthenticated scan against our vulnerable virtual machine. So first we need to log in, admin, baby. And we are going to need to go to, what is it, assets, and then select host. And I'm gonna create a new host. Okay, in order to do that, we need to get the what is it called? The private IP address. So in order to do that, we have to go here. Let's go back to, is this already? Hold on. I'm going blank here. Why am I going blank? Why am I going blank? Okay, oh yeah, so we gotta go there and then. Okay, so now I remember what we need to do. We need to get the private um, IP address from here. So right here, this is the public. You already know this one is the public, and if you scroll down, you'll be able to see the private right here. I'm gonna put that in here, and then we're gonna name it. We could just name it Win10 vulnerability. So we're gonna say. And then we're gonna save it. So we're gonna select save. So next, after we select save, what is it that we need to do next? We need to create a new host. We need to create a target from the host. Sorry. So to do that, you see where it says create a target from the host, you're gonna select that. And then we're gonna name it. Everything else is gonna stay the same. Since this one is just gonna be a what you call it? Since this is just a unauthenticated scan, we don't need to use SMB because it's just gonna do a basic scan. So we're gonna select save. Now that we've done that, we need to create a task so that I can scan. So here we're gonna create a task. New task. So I'm still getting used to it. And then we're gonna name it virtual machine scan. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so yeah. So we're gonna create the new task and we're gonna name it and then the target is gonna be the Azure vulnerability virtual machine. And that is it. And then we're gonna select save. And it's all set up here. And then now we're gonna run it. It's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna start it now, and then I'm gonna get a drink, take my dog out, and come back and finish this. But so it's gonna basically just do like a basic scan. It's not gonna log into the virtual machine. It's gonna try to do some basic scan. So it's my guessing it's not gonna find a lot. Probably just some common things that's happening through the network or something like that instead of the actual machine. So we're gonna run that. We're gonna see what it gives us, and then we're gonna do another scan, another credential scan, and that one is going to see right here it says 0, so we gotta wait till it goes to 100, which takes a long time. And after that, we're gonna do another scan with the actual credential, like the authenticated scan, and we're gonna see the difference. And yeah, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and it is done. The scan is done. Let's see what we got here. Did I forget how to? Oh yeah, I was like, did I forget how to access it? Okay, so we got three results. Um, so as you can see, none of these results are one of the softwares that we download. So that's how you know it's like an unauthenticated scan. Because if I had the credentials, it would have probably accessed the Firefox that I did, the Adobe, and then the VLC softwares that I installed. But you don't see it here. So instead, these are like the ones that has to do with the the network and all that. Um, Host, yeah, this is a device. These are the ports that I was able to find. Yep. Okay, so now we're gonna make some configurations for the credential scans. First, we're gonna access we're going to access our virtual machine again. So for that, we're gonna go to remote desktop again. Let's access this baby. Once it loads up, we're gonna make sure the firewall, the Windows firewall, is still disabled. Then we're also gonna disable the user account control. So first, um, let's check on the Windows firewall. Make sure they're all still disabled. Yep, off. Cool. Now, next he wants us user account control. Slide this to never notify. Okay. And then third, he wants us to enable remote registry. So services. Hold on, I'm forgetting something. I believe I am. Hold on. What am I forgetting? Oh, battery is low. Let's charge this baby up. Okay, I think I figured out what I was trying to say. Um, so yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah, services. Let's go down to registry. need to set this to automatic. Apply, start, and then okay. Once that's done, last we need to type in RE regedit. And he wants us to go to local machines. And once we get there, software, Microsoft Windows. Okay, so software, Microsoft Windows. So Windows current version, policy, system. There's policy here. Policy, system. So now we're going to create a new key. No. Sorry about that. Let's delete this. It's not D word. And our D word is going to be this. So I hit I'm about to paste. Press enter. Value that is going to be 1. Say okay. And I think after we finish that, we're going to close it and we need to restart again. So next, we have to. Sorry, I'm a little bit hungry, so I'm a little bit off. Next, we need to make configurations for the. So now we're going to do the authenticated scans. So we're going to set up the configuration for the authenticated scans in the in the OpenVAS. So for that, we have to go back here, right? Am I logged in already? Oh, I thought it was gonna log me out, but I'm still logged in, so that's good. So we're gonna go here and then, okay, so let's make this configuration. Okay, so first we're gonna go to configuration, then credentials, and then we're gonna go up here, new credentials. What does he want us to name this? What does he want us to name it? Okay. Azure VM credentials. Okay. And we're gonna say yes for this. And our username. We're gonna select save. And after that, we're going to go back to credentials, and then now we need to go to configuration again and what do you need? Clone the last target. So put right here. I'm gonna clone this one by pressing the sheep icon, and then we need to edit this. And then the name of this one is gonna be make sure our private IP address is still the same. Everything is good. And then we're gonna, for this one, I'm gonna select VM. I'm gonna select save. So now that all of this is set, we need to then clone our task again. I'm gonna clone this. Then we're gonna edit. And for this one, what do you want us to name it? Oh, yeah. Scan Azure credentials. Paste. And we're gonna target not this one, but we're gonna target the credential one now. And scroll down. We're gonna save it. And we're going to play it. This is going to take longer than the first one, clearly because now it has access to the virtual machine. So it took longer. So while this loads up, I'll be back. I'm about to go get something to eat. Okay, so now the vulnerability virtual machine, the credential one is done scanning, so we can check it out and see what it found. So we're gonna go to last report. See, it found way more than the unauthorized scan. So right here you can see the old softwares that were downloaded. So you can see Firefox, Adobe Reader. If you scroll down, you probably see VLC. So basically, um, yeah. So and you can tell they're all high because they're very old. So basically, the scan is done. So that is how you are able to use OpenVAS to be able to scan vulnerable virtual machines and see what is what needs to be fixed in there now. And I think if you click it, you can see how to even fix it. So let's say we click this, and so this is the impact. Basically, it's saying it's not secure, and then this is how you fix it by upgrading to a newer version. Me personally, I mean, because I don't need it on my, I'm about to delete everything, so I'm just gonna delete the old software that I downloaded. But yeah, Let's go back. So now we are going to delete the softwares, the old ones that we downloaded, and then we're gonna run it again, and the threat level should be way down again. It's gonna be we're gonna use the same thing, the credential scan. We're gonna run the credential scan, but first, before we do that, we need to log back in into our virtual machine. So we can delete the old software. So this lab, honestly, will take you about 3 hours. It's not because it's a long lab; it's just the time it takes for the uh, this scan to complete. So we're gonna go to control panel. Azure 2. Yeah, it's gonna be double. Yeah. So we're going to delete 1, 2, 3. So you will click that, and click on install. You click this, click on install. Did I do Firefox already? So it was VLC, Adobe. I think this is the Firefox. Install. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is, but I'm going to uninstall it too. Oh, never mind. It's not anything. Okay, so that is done. Now we're gonna restart it again. And once it starts to restart, we're gonna go back to our task. We're gonna give it like a minute or so, just for it to completely restart, and then we're going to run the credential scan again. And then when it's done, it will either have a upward trend or a downward trend, meaning there's a trend that they keep finding more vulnerability, or that if the trend is going downward, that means some vulnerabilities have been resolved. So give it like 30 more seconds, and then I'm run it again. And I'm gonna pause and then come back, and that should basically be the end of it. Oh no, after that I need to also clean up the resources so that I'm not gonna continue to get charged for it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's run it again. So hopefully this does not take as long as the other one. But I'm gonna pause it and then come back when it's all done. Cool. Okay, we're back. So the scan is done. It's still very high though. I mean, it was at 10, so the trend went down, but that is still high. Hmm. Okay, so this is what's causing it for it to be so high. The untrusted. Okay. But as you can see, since we deleted the software, the Firefox, the Adobe, the VLC, you can see that they're no longer here. So that caused the severity to go down a little bit. We could take it one step further and just get in there and try to figure out how to get rid of these. But we could save that for another video. So yeah, this is the end of it. So before you leave though, just so you don't keep getting charged, you want to go back. You want to go to resources. So you want to go back to Microsoft Azure, and then go to resource group, and you definitely want to delete this because the remember you get charged by the hour. So you want to make sure this is deleted so that you're not getting charged. So once that's deleted, everything should be good. And I'll see you guys on the next lab, next video. It's still loading, so it didn't delete yet. Let me refresh and see. Still deleting. Okay, well, that's cool. We could just exit out because when the vulnerability management deletes everything, which is this right here, the other tab will not matter anymore. So you could just exit out because it's going to be deleted. Anyway, deleted. So it took I guess a bit because it has to delete all this right here. But these are the OpenVAS. So this is the first one we created. This was the one for the vulnerability management server, and this one is the Win10 for to download the software to make it vulnerable. Come on, why is it taking so long to delete? Anyway, I'm not gonna let you guys sit here and watch this whole thing. So yeah, once you're done with your whole lab, make sure you delete your resources so that you don't continue to get charged for them. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching.